Hey y'all, it's Mel Morris, your Tarot Life Planner, helping you connect within to plan the life you're meant for. And we are back for one of our spreads. And this week has been, I don't know, it's been interesting. It's been challenging. It's been a lot of other people's energy. Let me know if you've been feeling the same thing. Part of it's probably the holidays. But there's a lot going on in the stars right now as well. So if you've been feeling a little overwhelmed by what's probably other people's energy, just really be mindful of that for this upcoming week. So let's get into it. All right. Let's start with our spiritual connection card. And we've got here the Two of Cups. Next, we'll go with our health and happiness card, which we have the Seven of Pentacles, which we saw as our overall card last week. Next, we have Temperance for our love and relationships. Next, we're going with our career and business section. We've got the High Priestess. And overall, last but not least, we have the Ten of Wands. So for our spiritual connection card, we have the Two of Cups. And making choices this week is going to be pretty important when it comes to your relationship, the emotional connection that you have with spirit, with yourself. There are some choices that feels like we need to make about loving ourselves more spiritually and being more connected, right? Really finding ways to just feel like we're falling in love with ourselves and who we are as individuals. Really focus on that this week. Next, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And again, we saw this last week as our overall card in this message of really continuing to nourish yourself and allowing yourself to grow and finding the harmony in what that means. Both the growth that you're going to experience that feels really good to you, but also how you are creating a harmony between using that growth and balancing that out with the world that's around you. So for health and happiness, it feels to me like you need to find some, I'm going to use the term woo or magical, but you interpret that however you need to. Find ways to nourish, I can't say that word this week, nourish, I'm going to stop saying it now, yourself this week in unusual ways. There may be opportunities this week to replenish your emotion, who you are, in ways that might feel unusual to you, that may feel a little woo or out there for you. They're not. You don't have to think about them in that way, but they're really going to help you to build and to continue to grow on the success that you've had in nurturing yourself. So yeah, seek out some new interesting ways to connect. Maybe that's connecting with me more individually. I'll just put a plug in for myself. Okay, so let's move on to our love and relationships. And here we have Temperance, which we've also seen within the last couple of weeks. And this really goes along with this idea of harmony and balance and reflection, assessment on where we are, who we've been, and how we've been showing up. And in our relationships, finding harmony is going to be about blending together the person that you've created, showing up in the ways that you've wanted to show up, and using who that person is to counterbalance the person that you need to have in your life or need to have around you. I want you to find a way to have both of those people counterbalance each other out to the point of creating this brand new relationship. So I know that was a long way to get there. What I'm saying is that now is the time for you showing up as this amazing person who's been working on themselves. Make sure that you are balancing that out with someone who has been doing the same for themselves so that you can come together and create something brand new. Even if this is a person that you've been in relationship with, could be for years. Now is the time to really have the best versions of yourselves come together to support each other in new ways, to create something brand new. Think about it in terms of, how can the best version of us really start to show up, and being really intentional about that is really what I'm getting from Temperance this week in our love and relationships. And that feels really amazing. And again, I want to remind everyone that this is not about intimate relationships only. Can be, certainly. This can be a good friendship. There's a person in your life that is there waiting for you to not only show up as your best self, but to also allow them to show up as their best self so that you both can create something brand new together. Okay, then we're going to move on to our business and career, and there we have the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is about our internal, intuitive connection to spirit, connection to the highest parts of ourselves, however you identify that. Interestingly enough, in this card, and I don't think I've seen it in another deck, is that baby is really standing out to me. And this idea of birthing something new, bringing something new into the world, it's sort of been a theme for us in business and career. We have been talking about wrapping some things up to make space for something new, and it feels like that new thing is about ready to start bursting forward. I'm feeling like you're going to know either when it's time for this new thing to really emerge, or you have been feeling it intuitively and maybe have been waiting for a little nudge to move it forward. But it's there, it's right there. And I would just encourage you to really connect within, connect to your intuition that feels very strongly that this new thing is about to come out or needs to move forward or needs to be presented, if you will, to the world. If you're feeling that, move it out, talk about it, right? Put it out into the universe so it can really start to live its own little life. All right, and last but not least, we have the Ten of Wands. And I'm going to say this is definitely what I have been feeling from last week, and this energy of wrapping things up and feeling a little overwhelmed by the process. So, tens are about endings and closure, more importantly, closure so that you are ready to start back at one. And, wands is all about action. It's the doing, not just thinking about it or feeling. And so the Ten of Wands here does feel just like, everything is just stacked up and falling apart. And just when you thought you had everything figured out and almost done, these unavoidable little pitfalls happen and shit falls on the floor, and it's okay. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about trying to, neatly place everything into a bundle so that it's perfect to start again. That's not going to happen, right? If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like there's just too many things for you to carry all at once, it's okay if some things have to fall by the wayside, right? You've done what you could do. If you drop something that needs picking up, you can always go back and get it, right? you get a new choice. You get to choose whether to stop now and drop everything, or get done what you can get done, go back and clean up whatever's left. Don't stress yourself out about trying to do it all, and I think definitely this is the message that we all needed to hear right now, is that we're going to be stressing ourselves out until the end of this year to try to get every little tiny thing done perfectly, and don't do it. Just stop stressing about it, take a breath, and allow yourself to let some shit fall if it's going to fall. Go back and pick it up if it needs picking up, or leave it right there, because maybe that's where it wanted to live. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think. I really want to hear about what your plans are for moving into 2022. So let me know that as well. And stay magical, y'all.